Although today, almost every American can vote, tens of millions of us don't show up for elections. An additional 51 million Americans are not registered to vote. Many of you think that you are regular voters, but you've probably forgotten about all those elections you missed. And your absence is public record. Voting has increased from roughly 6% of the American population at the time of the Revolution to roughly 60% today, and that's during the highest turnout presidential races. Did the Freedom Riders risk their lives to empower a maximum of 60% of US adults? That fraction is hauntingly close to the 3/5 requirement in the original Constitution. Ask yourself this question: do we even have majority rule in America when no US office holder has ever received a majority of the adult vote in his constituency? One explanation for America's low voter turnout is apathy, which may imply consent. That's certainly what incumbents like me want to believe, that America's on the right track, so you don't need to vote. Your laugh indicates that nobody believes that. So why don't people vote to throw the bums out? One answer is that voting is a nuisance. There are 13,000 voting districts in America, each with its own rules, and 110,000 precincts. Instead of voting being as quick and as easy as shopping on Amazon.com, voting requires a registration months in advance, and then waiting in line at exactly the right location, exactly the right day. You have to show up essentially at a makeshift pop-up DMV. Error rates in elections are high, and there are no receipts. You have to trust a system that's run by the most partisan people in America, local election commissions. A great deal of legal thought has gone into lowering voter turnout under Jim Crow laws and other things, not raising voter turnout. You might think that I'm exaggerating, but election abuses have occurred here in Nashville as recently as last year. If you read the Tennessean last week, that's a very discouraging headline. Read the report of the State Election Commission on the Davidson County Election Commission. One example is we purchased for $800,000 voting software that, quote, pre-selected every primary voter to become a Republican, automatically turning Democrats into Republicans. How convenient. People are shocked that this could happen anywhere in America, much less in Nashville. As a political strategy, voter suppression laws seem to have backfired. Evidence from the 2012 election seems to indicate that students and minorities voted at higher rates because they were offended by the new rules. Meanwhile, seniors, who are often likely Republican voters, got discouraged. But Republicans still like super strict voter ID laws because they anger Democrats, not because they work.